Hi guys, Tensaif here. Today I'll be sharing some tips on how to improve your arena runs. So there are two parts to every arena run. There's the drafting of your deck, and there are the actual playing of the games. So a lot of beginners do not realize that drafting is the most important aspect of an arena run, and it is also the aspect that is most overlooked. And oftentimes you can tell how you're going to do by the deck you end up with. So how do you draft a better deck? Well, an important aspect of drafting is knowing the value of each card and how each card is going to fit in your deck. So the first tip I'd like to share with you is that there are multiple websites out there that have been created to help with your drafts. And I'm going to show you one right now. It is called HearthArena. So what is HearthArena? HearthArena is a tool to be used to, one, help you keep track of your arena runs, and also to help you make drafting decisions. As you can see here, I've had 6 arenas recorded in this website, and it just helps you keep track of how you're doing with each class and what class you're better at. The really cool thing with HearthArena is over here. So what do we have here? As you're drafting in Hearthstone, you're going to get 3 options, 3 cards. And what you want to do is you come to HearthArena, you put them in. So let's say Abomination, Ancient Mage, and Injured Blade Master. And what HearthArena does is there's already a tier list built into the system. But on top of this tier list, what they're also looking at as you get further along in your draft is how a certain card will work and synergize with the rest of your deck. And so instead of having a static list, what is happening is you're getting a dynamic list that is going to be constantly changing, and the card's arena score is actually going to be tailored to your deck. And so Injured Blade Master may be the best here, but in a separate draft, once I'm 20 cards in, Abomination might get up there. Unlikely, but it's possible. So for beginners, as well as even intermediate players, I would recommend you check out HearthArena. You might realize very quickly that there may be one or two cards that you've been picking over others that have turned out to be incorrect. And so these minor tweaks could help you win more games. And for beginners, this is a great way to learn the value of the cards, learn what cards are strong. If you draft a deck just based on HearthArena, you are going to win more games. Unless you're already a super good player, then maybe it's not going to help you. The second part to an arena run is before the games even start. After you've drafted your deck, what you want to do is look at what you have drafted, kind of figure out what your win conditions are. Do you have a deck with multiple late game creatures where you're looking to stall the game out till you get to late game, because that's when your creatures are going to beat his and you're going to win? Or do you have a deck that is more small creature to mid-size oriented? And if you do have a deck like that, then you likely have to go for face more often because you need to end the game earlier. On a further note regarding this topic, if you do a draft with HearthArena, they are going to provide you with a kind of summary of what kind of deck you have drafted and what you should be looking for. I do not work for HearthArena in any way. I just think it's a good website. This is for more of the beginners or the newish players. The more games you play, the more pro streams you watch, the better you're going to get. The more possibilities you're going to be able to see when you're actually playing. Some of the streams I would recommend are on Twitch TV. You should go see Crip or Trump. There are plenty of other players. I think Kalento's really good. For last year, all I've been watching is Crip and Trump, and I think they are great. Go in with the right attitude. So, if you beginners are anything like me, when I first started out playing, things were pretty rough. I remember really grinding for gold just to get to that 150 mark so you can play an arena run, just to maybe get like 3 and 3 and have to go back to grinding for more gold. It's really important to have the right attitude. It's just like any other game. If you're tilting, don't play. Go play another free game, Heroes of the Storm, or go for a run, get something to eat, take a break. That alone is probably going to save you losses, which would mean that you have more opportunities to actually win games. My last tip is to never give up until the game is truly over and your opponent's actually killed you. So don't concede. I think most people have at least a few games where you thought you were going to lose and you either top deck your game-winning card or your opponent missed lethal or made a huge mistake. Either one of those scenarios is going to win you that 5% more games than you normally would, and that's why it's really important. Stay in the game, stay positive. You never know what's going to happen. One last tip, this is for Windows users. There is a program, it's called Hearthstone Deck Tracker. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how to record it or get it onto my stream. What this program does is it'll actually show you your deck list, plus show you what is remaining in your deck when you're playing a game. Now that's a huge advantage, especially with arena decks, because a lot of the times you kind of forget if you have a silence in your deck, or if it was in the last arena you played. Regarding your opponent's cards, it'll actually show you on what turn did your opponent draw the certain card that they're holding in their hand. So it's a really effective tool to use if you're looking out for control cards. The biggest thing that comes to mind is Flame Strike. If some mage has been holding a card for 7 turns, it's probably Flame Strike. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope these tips have helped you. If you found this video useful, do me a favor, subscribe or like the video. It would help me out a great deal. And I'll see you guys next time.